After nearly 10 months without community transmission of COVID-19, more than 2 million West Australians are now staying indoors under a snap 5-day lockdown imposed by the state government.
But if we can all work together and do the right thing over the next few days, we will increase our chances of crushing the virus once again.
I certainly think rapid action at a time like this is warranted. What we don't want is a whole train of infection to be set off in the community.
All eyes are on this quarantine hotel after a security guard in his 20s contracted the more contagious UK strain of the virus.
We will leave no stone unturned to ensure we find out exactly what happened to prevent it from happening again.
A police investigation into the breach is ongoing, with some experts claiming it was inevitable.
There is a degree of arrogance in the way we've approached this because our borders have been so successful, because very few people have come into the state. We thought we were invulnerable. Well, we're no different to anywhere else.
More than 60 close contacts have been identified. The guard also worked as a rideshare driver, but police say there is no evidence he did so while infected.
We can't lock people up who work in hotel quarantine. They can still go out there and do all that. A second job is obviously something we will deal with, but it doesn't stop people living a life.
WA Medical Association President Dr Andrew Miller wants dedicated quarantine facilities established to reduce risk and to allow for proper consideration of aerosol transmission.
This person and the other frontline workers should not be blamed for their own infections. They've been set up to fail.
Obviously, this event has meant that we will now do a further review to see what else we can do to make sure our systems are sound.
The WA Health Minister said yesterday the security guard would have been wearing protective gear while on shift at the hotel, but 7:30 has spoken to guests inside who claim some security guards haven't been wearing masks at all.
Well, that's a huge problem, particularly with the evidence now for spread by small airborne particles. Any hotel staff or transport worker who is close to any person who is infected or may be infected should be wearing the highest standard of mask, such as an N95 mask.
All states and territories agreed on January 8 to roll out daily tests of quarantine workers. WA only began doing this testing last Friday. Epidemiologist Mike Toole says it's a vital part of Australia's COVID defence.
Now, if that man had been tested every day, the infection would have been detected early and he would have gone into isolation. So it's essential that every capital city that's receiving return travellers should be testing daily.
The truth of the matter is we know what works, and it is proper PPE, it is being properly trained, and it is properly testing people. So those sorts of things actually should be pretty consistent across the country.
Former Health Department boss Jane Holton led a review into Australia's quarantine system last year. It recommended exempting low-risk groups and that the federal government consider establishing a national quarantine facility to be used for emergency situations.
I can't see any immediate alternative to widespread hotel quarantine. This is an evolving situation. This pandemic is not set and forget. It keeps changing every day. And that means quarantine is going to have to keep changing to keep up with it, or preferably be slightly in front of it.
With just hours' notice, many business owners are feeling the full brunt of the lockdown.
Clearly this lockdown is going to be a struggle for a number of small businesses. I spoke to one yesterday and they identified revenue loss just for this 5-day period of just north of $10,000.
I wasn't meant to work yesterday, so I literally put on my shirt and shorts and came down to work and just kind of oversaw everything that was happening. The staff were definitely a bit shocked, having to cancel everybody in the night shift and tell everyone we'll keep them posted.
The Oyster Bar at Elizabeth Quay is facing the prospect of throwing out thousands of dollars worth of fresh seafood.
Being a seafood restaurant, we're kind of splitting the produce up into, what will go up in the next 3 days, 5 days, 1 week. A lot of it, unfortunately, is in that three-day back bracket, just because, seafood is one of those products that doesn't really last very long.
But despite the risk of losing income, the staff support the decision to lock down.
Everybody's really, really, good here in Western Australia. Everybody understands. So, there's a bit of disappointment from all of us, but we know it's all for the greater good.
We believe the response is a proportionate one. The news is really encouraging today in that there have been 0 additional positive cases, and let's hope that remains the case and that the economy can open back up as of Friday 6:01 p.m.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.